Well, hello. My remembrance of Allan Freed is extremely precious because overnight, without me realizing it, I recorded a song that I wrote in 20 minutes. Wow. Over a heartbroken experience with my first love. Everybody say, oh. And unbeknownst to me, the record overnight after appearances became a huge hit, and the agency that represented me called me and said, there's a fella that does a lot of big shows in New York and he wants you on there. His name is Allan Freed. Now you all have to remember, in 1958, I'm in a part of the world that New York was like Mars. I mean, there was no internet, there was no CNN, so I didn't know a lot about what was going on. But for whatever reason, with my cornpone Louisiana accent, my little rainfall hairdo, my twang, and Allan and I fell in love with each other. We became very personal friends. I was on all his shows. He would have me come in days before a big show just to hang out with him. And I want to tell one little poignant story to show you how he cared in ways that you would never imagine. I was in town staying in a hotel, and this is a one-of-a-kind story to demonstrate how Allan Freed acted and how he thought. And I got a call about 10 o'clock this one night. He said, Jimmy, it's Allan. He said, get something on, get dressed. He said, I'm coming to pick you up. I'm taking you for a special situation. Well, I said, oh, okay. He picks me up. By the way, we got in the cab, and when they turned up the flag in 1958, it started at 20 cents. Do I go way back or do I go way back? We gave the cab driver, honest to God, a 10-cent tip. He was happy. Allan, so he picks me up and we go around to this area of town and we get out and we start walking up these steps, beautiful outside building. Now remember, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from the Bayou country. I'd never been in an airplane before this. I'd never known anything about the outside world except New Orleans and Baton Rouge and everything. So we walk up these steps and I say, Allan, where in the world are we? He said, Jimmy, he said, this is a club. It's very well known. It's called the Copacabana. Well, oh, okay. So we go up and it's closed, but not quite closed. And we're standing at the bar. It was empty by now. And Allan was standing over here and I was looking at him. And Allan looked at me and he said, I'll never forget this. He said, Jimmy, there is a person that you named that you said you would have loved to have met him. Now, I had been with Allan so many times now over the year and the 2 years that, you know, how would he remember anything like that? So he said, and Jimmy, I found out not only was he in town, he's a personal friend of mine. And I would like for you to turn around and meet the man that you wanted to meet. And when I turned around, now I'm 5'11", and I turned around and with this great big smile, looking down at me was Nat King Cole. And I was so in awe. I didn't even get his autograph, but we shook hands and he was so kind and so sweet. But Allan was that kind of guy. He did little things. He was conscientious of where I had come from and how I didn't know my way around the big city. And so those are my thoughts. And I'll admit, after, unbeknownst to me, when Just a Dream had become a big hit, he called the agency and said, I want this guy. And I think it was him that gave me that teen idol tag. I'm not sure. But I'd like to give you just a little rendition of that very first song that represents the times of teenage love, getting along with people, and the sock hops and the Friday night football games, and of course the big shows that Allan put on. And this was the song that he heard and brought me to New York to perform. Hold on. Okay. Just a dream, just a dream. All our plans and all our schemes. How could I think you'd been mine? Those lies I tell myself each time. Remember those days? I know that we could never last. She just can't seem to end the past. Just a dream I dreamed and lived. With her I don't live in pain. Her picture is always with me. I can still hear that same mournful song. And I sit here crying. Please don't leave me alone. Why do I love you? How can I live in misery? I know that I won't forget you, but now I know it's too late for me. This is the sound from down in New Orleans days. Give me a wave, everybody. Oh yeah, you got it. With me, I can still hear that same mournful song. And now I sit and crying. Please don't leave me alone. Why do I love you? How can I live in misery? I know that I won't forget you, but now I know it's too late. Nah, it's never too late. Well, folks like y'all around for me.
Let's hear it, Jimmy Clanton. How about that? That was 58 years ago this time. Can you believe it? We also have some people in the audience